Hey, Timo here. How you doing? Coming to you live from Colorado, and I have a few audience questions, a few Twitter questions people want to ask about with the Bureau of Impact. First one that we have here is the difference between triple bottom line and double bottom line. As we all know, in financial accounting, profit in loss statement, what's the bottom line? So income less expenses obviously equals the bottom line. So in triple bottom line accounting, the first one obviously is financial, and the other two are social and environmental. So the easiest one that everyone understands is financial. What are we actually taking to the bottom line? What's our rate of return? How much capital is invested? And what's the return of that capital and the return on that capital over the corresponding time frame? And a lot of different ways to look at the financial return with net present value, annual rate of return. In real estate, we use cap rate, discounted cash flows, things like that. So financial return is real simple, straightforward. Everyone understands it. The second one, social bottom line, is what are we doing for people and society? Are we helping with education? Are we helping with healthcare? How are we improving people's lives? And that can also be a financial return. Are we providing jobs? Are we raising incomes? Are we bridging the wealth inequality gap? Things like that. So the second bottom line really revolves around people and how we're making the world a better place with the people we know and do business with, and the people in our communities, things like that. The third bottom line is environmental. Instead of hurting the earth and the environment, how are we helping it? And what are we doing to keep our water clean, our air clean? How are we protecting habitat? Things like that. What are we doing with our supply chain? Where do our materials come from? Are they sustainably sourced? What's the upstream cost of, for example, this shirt or this hat or this computer, and all the different raw materials and all the different energy inputs that were used to create that? And then also what happens after we get done with the computer or done with our refrigerator or our TV, stuff like that. So looking at what the impact is of our lives on the environment and the animals and air, water quality, things like that. So first bottom line, financial. Second bottom line, social. Third bottom line, environmental. First bottom line, super easy to measure, just basic math. Second and third bottom lines, more difficult to measure, of course, and it really depends on what you as an investor or what your investors are looking for and what those key metrics are. Social bottom line measurement might be unemployment, and how have we reduced unemployment in a certain community or sector. Environmental bottom line might be, for example, in conservation easements, how many acres have we placed in open space, how much habitat have we protected, things like that. We can apply mathematical equations to those bottom lines. But there's also intrinsic measurements which are more difficult to measure, as to like social happiness. Are people more happy? Are they less stressed? Are they feeling better? Things like that. And then on the environmental bottom line, same thing, intrinsic, maybe subjective. We don't know on the time horizon how our actions are going to affect the future. So we can just make our best guess and use some metrics about how we diverted so many gallons. Again, that's a financial metric. How many gallons we've diverted of toxic waste we've diverted from the clean water, the watershed, stuff like that. So that's the difference, or that's essentially triple bottom line. Double bottom line would be two of those three things. So maybe combining financial and environmental, or just combining social and environmental, things like that, and then figuring out what metrics we would use to figure out our rate of return and our positive impact. Thanks for the questions, and would love to do this some more. So send them our way. We are at Bureau of Impact on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Send us your questions and we'll answer them. I'm Timo, also Thomas Morgan, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for your time.